bad news is, of course, is what is happening with the statewide candidates. And before I lay this out, Sue, I think it's very, very important to mention this. When we talk about the Democrats or the Republicans, we're talking about these political machines. We're talking about the people that have been in politics, career politicians. They're operatives. We're not. I don't. When we mention Democrat or Republican, we're not talking about the hardworking Democrat out there. We're not talking about the hardworking Republican. Okay, so I think it's very important to distinguish that. We need to come together on common ground, and whether you identify yourself as a Democrat, a Republican, a Libertarian, a Green, an Independent, a Tea Party, we're all Americans. So I want everyone just to put on their patriot hat just for a moment as we really talk about what is happening with the statewide candidates.
Yes, and there's a move afoot to bounce some statewide candidates off the ballot.
Not some, everyone.
Okay, everyone.
Every statewide candidate is being bounced off by either the Republicans or the Democrats. Okay, that's the Green Party, that's the Libertarian candidates, and that's the Tea Party candidate. And what they're doing is they're trying to keep us off the ballot, and I like to call it through intimidation, complication, and by suing. We have some serious issues here, and I want people to really just think about the fairness of this. Is this where we want to go? I mean, I was on conference calls last night, and I'll be again till early in the morning this morning with all kinds of liberty groups. The Green Party. Just think of what's happening up here in Luzerne County. All the environmental issues. Joe Sestak himself filed against the Green Party to keep him off the ballot.
I think that's remarkable. It's a guy named Mel Packer, right? That he doesn't want to challenge. He doesn't want to challenge from anybody, including Mel Packer. And Mel Packer has struck back and called Joe Sestak a moral and political coward.
It is unbelievable. I just don't get it. I mean, what are they afraid of? I mean, every environmental group should be up in arms saying, they shouldn't be part of the debate. If the bottom line is that they're probably not going to cause a major problem to the Democratic Party this particular time around. But to keep them off the ballot, to keep them out of the arena of ideas, I mean, to me is absurd. And we can't just let it go by just the Democrats. Obviously, the Republicans are doing the same thing to the Tea Party and to the Libertarian candidates. And what happens is, I'm telling you, Sue, talking to the Greens last night and the Tea Party people and the Libertarians, our candidates are afraid. They're afraid of being drugged into court for 4 years, okay, like Romanelli is, and $80,000 in fines. I want people just to think about this. The people that are out there right now that listening to this show, if you just wanted to get on the ballot, look what is happening here. This is not right. And I'm telling you, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have groups from around the state. All kinds of groups, whether it's environmental groups or there's Tea Party groups, Campaign for Liberty, Unite PA. These people are up in arms, and they're saying enough is enough is enough. They've challenged 68,000 signatures, Sue.
Well, and of course,
almost every single signature in Luzerne County that we've collected, they have put up for a challenge.
And of course, they have the staff of attorneys, they have the money, they have the time, they have every single tool in their arsenal to keep challengers out of the race by being obstructionist, Lou. And to me, that is not good for the democratic process.
It is absolutely not good for the democratic process. And, wait till we start talking about and wait till some of these objections of what they're dragging us into court about. And it goes very fast, too, by the way, Sue. The first, we have to be in court on August 23rd, and we have to have proof that the signatures are good. This is what happened with Romanelli. He didn't even have the time, really, to make sure that all the signatures were valid. Now, Lou,
how does one go about proving the validity of all these signatures? What do you have to do? Get a driver's license from everybody? What are you going to do?
There is we'll get a registration from the state of the people that are registered, and if people moved or we have to validate every single signature on the simplest things. Every one of my signatures that I collected, Sue, in the rain on primary day, going door to door, has been invalidated as of right now. Because when I went to get my signatures notarized, okay, the notary put down, it says on the paper, the county of paper signers of residence. I live in Wyoming County, okay? It should have said Luzerne County. So what they've done is invalidate all those signatures. Wait till Betsy Summers calls in. They invalidated her 2,000 signatures.
Why did they do that, Lou?
Because they say she's not a valid voter. She's a judge of elections.
How could they say that about Betsy?
They just say it.
Well, do they have anything to prove it, or do they just say it?
A lot of this stuff is thrown up against the wall, Sue, and whatever sticks. I believe in Betsy's case, she had to sign Betsy Summers because that's the way she wants to be on the ballot. But I think her voter registration might say Elizabeth Summers. Now, if this is what we want, if this is what the people want, this is what we're going to get. And let me be very, very, very clear about this. This is not about signatures. This is about keeping people off the ballot. I mean, we had to turn in 25,000 signatures. In the state of New Jersey, which I'm very familiar with, to get a statewide candidate on the ballot, you need 800. So let's be very clear. Let everybody understand these are the rules that these career politicians have put in place.